Step into the cottage, the air feels strange. Gemini candles flicker, cards rearrange. Auntie Kara whispers, what's your plight? Under her gaze, stars ignite. Shadows dance on the walls, truth on the tongue. The deck flips fast, your song's just begun. What's your question? She'll get the answer. Spin the wheel, it's a cosmic dancer. Auntie Karen's camera knows your soul. From Gemini's twins to the blackest hole. The moon's in your corner, but the fool's in play. A pinnacle shines, what's it trying to say? Swords cut deep, cups overflow. Auntie Karen's eyes see what you don't know. Stars align, but cars collide. Mystic wisdom, no place to hide. What's your question? She'll get the answer. Spin the wheel, it's a cosmic dancer. Auntie Karen's hammer knows your soul. From Gemini's twins to the blackest hole.
Hey y'all, what's up? Sunday Funday comes to an end. Hey, Cuppy Cake, Green Eye Devil, how you doing? Hey, Melissa, how are you? Good to see everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Come on in, y'all. The water is good. Char the Star, dedicated 77. How y'all doing? All right, we're chilling like villains, right? Let's clear some energy. All right, y'all chilling? Y'all propped your feet up, resting before the work week starts or the week starts. Hey, Miss Terry. I take Cash App and PayPal, Terry. Here we go. There we go. But we do still have some availability for mini reads. So if you guys want to get on the list, you absolutely can. All right. Jennifer is up first. And I don't know if Jennifer is here yet, but let's see here. She may have emailed me. I know that she sent me Cash App. I know that's how Jennifer paid me. So she may have put her questions in Cash App. There you are. Hi, sweetie. What's up? All right, Jennifer, let me see. Please check email for Jennifer R. Okay, so Jennifer. Hey, Lauren. She says, you did find her. You did. All right, let me find you, Jennifer. Let me see. There you are. I found you. 2 questions for 55. Yes, that is correct. All right. Sag, and he is an Aquarius. And there's our questions. Okay. Let me timestamp for you. Well, hey, Stacy. What's up, Mercury and Leo lady? How you doing? Is Melissa here? Did Melissa come in? I see you saying Melissa. Oh, there she is. Hey, Melissa. You're fine. I'm glad you're here, Terry. All right. Here we go. Let me timestamp for you, Jennifer. And then we'll look at your questions. All right, here we go. Hey, Calico, what's up? All right, Melissa. I'm sorry, Jennifer. All right, so she is a Sag dealing with an Aquarius. Since we talked since your last reading, has anything changed his feelings? Have we grown closer? Does he really want to be with me? Like he says he doesn't want to do this with anyone else and was the first to say that he loves you. Okay. And then second, even though this relationship we are doing is weird, is it ever going to go anywhere besides where it's at, or is it going to be the same? He's an avoidant. I'm trying to do my homework on his love language and attachment style. I'm an anxious everything, but I can tell he cares, has feelings. Very hard person to read and understand, but doing the homework on his personality, I'm starting to understand a little better. Sorry for so much. Just wanted to give you a little history. I really do love this man. Great friendship. We worked on one, just gets complicated. Okay. So let's see what we can find out for you, love bug. Birdman, what you doing? What you doing? All right. So let's see if his feelings have grown. Let's see if his feelings have changed, if they have grown. That was your first question. So let's find out, Jennifer. Let's take a look. Tell me about his feelings. Oh, Birdie, you're so sweet. Tell me about his feelings. Tell me about this Aquarius toward Jennifer. 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 Hey, Jess. I was frozen. Wow. Can you hear me now? Tell me about this Aquarius toward Jennifer. Give me an update on the feelings department from this Aquarius toward Jennifer, please. Three of Cups, Strength reversed. That one's tricky. We're going to look at that. Six of Cups. I will say I do think the feelings are here for sure. I don't know if they've deepened, but they're here. You definitely have, this guy has feelings for you. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked that, Jennifer. This guy definitely does have feelings for you. The Three of Cups here, the Six of Cups, there's a soul bond here. And he definitely, with that Six of Cups, he would have feelings. He enjoys being around you. The Strength card in reverse, that can be tricky. That can mean a number of different things, Jennifer. And I want to know more before I speak on it, okay? I want to know more. The Strength card in the reverse is definitely about vulnerability, weakness. It can speak to, it can just speak to a lot of things. So before I speak too heavily on it, I want to know about this Strength card in the reverse. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Four of Cups in the reverse. Two of Cups. So he does have this fear of, the avoidant energy is still here. All right. That's why this Four of Pentacles is in the reverse. He has avoidant issues. He does have love for you. All right. He, I do see him wanting to be with you. I see him not wanting to lose you. At the same time, a lot of fears, a lot of vulnerabilities, and a lot of places that, with the Strength card in the reverse and the Four of Pentacles coming out in the reverse to clarify that, Jennifer, there's a lot of ways this could go wrong. A lot of ways that this could go wrong. Those fears, that avoidant energy is volatile. It's going to make things unstable and unsteady. And quite honestly, there's nothing you can do. You can do all the learning of the love language and study his attachment style all you want to, but what you're really doing is becoming what you think he needs rather than being yourself. Your focus doesn't need to be growing into what he needs. Your focus needs to be growing into what Jennifer is here to do and to become. All right. And I wanted to tell you that. All right. So that's one of you're actually going to, by you doing that, that is definitely an anxious attachment style energy, you trying to become what he wants, and you're actually going to exacerbate the likelihood that this thing could fall apart. So there's love here. It's very fragile. And the best thing you can do is get yourself and your own attachment style healthy. Whether or not he's on board with that, there is not anything that you can do. But you focusing all your attention on trying to become what he needs is super codependent. Super codependent. All right. It's not your job to change yourself to what he needs to be. It's his job to change himself into his best self, and your job to change yourself into your best self, period. And oftentimes people with anxious and or avoidant attachment issues can only do that while single. So I would say this, there's love here, but it's a house of cards. And to me, I think it could go south at any moment. And it's going to be that way until those attachment styles are healed. All right. So let's look at your second question. Even though this relationship is weird, it's not weird, it's unhealthy. Okay, let's not call it anything other than what it is. And I love you, Jennifer, but you know me, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not weird, it's unhealthy. Is it ever going to go anywhere besides where it's at, or is it going to be the same? We're going to look at the future on this thing. What's going on with my comments? But what you need to do is understand yourself more, okay? You don't need to understand him more. He needs to understand him more, and you need to understand you more. The best way to understand another person, and I don't know how to explain this to you, but if you get this, you get it. You can only meet a person to the depth that you have met yourself. And you're so busy focused on his attachment style that you're not focused on your own issue. And you definitely have one by your own admission. All right. So, the short answer to your question, it's never going to be healthy until you guys separate and both stay single and heal. Okay. It's never going to be stable or predictable. It's always going to be a house of cards. I will look at the future on this thing, but I can already give you half an answer already. Half of that already. So in many ways, you're always going to be at risk of him running. It's always going to be an at-risk connection until you guys separate and heal. Does he love you? Yes, but this is definitely one of those examples where love is not enough. It takes a lot more than love. All right. Yeah. Let's see what the future holds between you two. Let's see how I see this thing going. How do we see this thing going? How do we see this thing going? Six of Swords in the reverse, Eight of Pentacles, King of Cups. So I do see you guys continuing to love one another. I don't see growth. I see stagnancy with the Six of Swords here in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles, it's going to feel like work. The Justice card here in the reverse. And I'm going to tell you why that's here. You're not being fair to yourself. You're not being fair to yourself. And I get that you may have done some work, but I can tell you from what you've told me yourself and what you're doing right now, your behavior right now is not healthy. It is codependent and it is enabling. And I love you. And that is me telling you something because I love you and I care about you. And I am putting my own self at risk of offending you, but I would rather offend you and tell you the truth than tickle your ears and tell you what you want to hear, and so that you'll keep coming back. I'm not that kind of person. I've got to lay my head down on a pillow at night and know that I tell people the truth. All right. And I cannot, I don't want the karma of being that reader. Okay. There are readers out there that are like that, but I'm not going to do it. You may have done some work on yourself, but not nearly enough. Baby, you haven't even scratched the surface because your main issue is still glaring. And I love you. And I'm telling you this because I don't want to see you get hurt. But I am telling you, I don't see things really changing. I still see a lot of emotion between you guys. Other than that, nothing changes. It feels like work and stagnancy with the Six of, you're just not going anywhere with the Six of Swords here in the reverse, and the Justice in the reverse. You're shortchanging yourself and he's shortchanging himself. Your focus always has to be on you. You're not your first priority right now. You're not. He is. And until that changes, you will never have a healthy relationship, ever. I'm not saying you can't love and that you're not lovable. You absolutely are, and you can, and you do. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate that. You absolutely deserve to be whole and to attract someone who's whole. This to me is glaring of why you and this person came together. You both have abandonment wounds. And Jennifer, there is one video on my Patreon that talks about why we choose who we choose. And it literally gives abandonment issues like attachment disorder, anxious and avoidant, and why they come together and what the whole point of the thing is. I can tell you are a textbook case of why we choose the people we choose, because you are in vibrational alignment with that, because you yourself have unhealed wounds by your own admission. If you would take the time to watch that one video, that would open your eyes. That would open your eyes. You need to get back to basics. Yeah. You need to hit some shadow work. And I don't know if you're on Patreon. I don't know if you're in Phoenix Rising, but I still have 50 off on that first month if you want to do that. And there's like 60 something videos about shadow work, but it's time for you to take a deep dive. You owe it to yourself. You're shortchanging yourself. I want you, Jennifer, to love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. No one else is going to love you the way that you deserve to be loved in a healthy way. And I'm not saying this guy don't love you. He does. I can tell you that. I see it in the cards. Okay. But he is more concerned about taking care of his own wounds than he is about loving you. And he can't fully love you in a healthy way because he's damaged himself. And you absolutely got this. But if you will take the time and love yourself enough to take yourself off of this situation and off this crazy train, and I think you were and get on Phoenix Rising. Listen, that's what you need. And the first video you need to watch, and it's short, is that one about why we attract the wrong people, or why we attract, or whatever. Anyway, I can't remember the exact name of it, but you need to watch that video, and you need to watch it maybe multiple times. And it's short. It's like, I think it's 12 or 15 minutes or something, but I give the entire scenario of how you guys come together and why. And were you and this guy supposed to meet? Absolutely. This is a meant to be connection. This Aquarius and you would be fate, destiny, but not life partners. You are here to show each other something. Now, whether y'all get the memo, whether y'all understand the assignment or not, is going to dictate what your next relationship is like, worse or better. But that's what's up. That's what's up. I hope that helps you, love. I hope that helps you, Jennifer. Everything I told you comes from my heart, though. I know you know that, or I hope you know that. And I appreciate your feedback. But I think it was you that asked today. I think you were in my live and you said, what do you do about an anxious avoidant? There's nothing you can do. And I don't want you to think I'm talking down to you, Jennifer. You are talking to someone who literally, I used to be anxious avoidant. And then after I got burned really, really bad, I'm sorry, not anxious avoidant, anxious attachment. I said that wrong. I used to be an anxious attachment. Okay. And then I went to the other extreme and became avoidant. At the time I thought, well, I don't want a man, so that makes me healthy. No, and not wanting someone is okay. That's fine. That's not what made me unhealthy. But I was an avoidant. So I was literally from one extreme to the other. Both were rooted in those abandonment wounds. Okay. And so I had to come to the middle. And that's hard. Because that's where you learn to really be vulnerable. And one of the reasons, Jennifer, I'm going to tell you something. I want you to watch the video that I have over there about runner chaser too, because that's going to open your eyes. Because in actuality, you're just as much of an avoidant as he is. And I'll tell you why. Because you want a person who is not emotionally available. So you don't have to be. Boom. See, it's all the same wound. It's just looks different and how the behaviors come about. Anyhow, I hope that helps. I would not stay in contact with this guy because you have those romantic ties. I don't think it's a good idea to be friends. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I doubt he's a bad guy. You're not a bad girl and he's not a bad guy, but both of you have wounds that need to be worked on and you both deserve that. Now, whether he does it or not, there goes my balloons because I'm doing the peace sign. Whether he does that or not, you have no control over. But what you absolutely do have control over is you. And right now, your focus needs to be 100% Jennifer, because Jennifer deserves that. You need to love. And when you get to a place that I am describing, you really will come to the place where you'll realize nobody is going to love me like I love myself. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. That's not unhealthy. So I hope that helps you, love. I hope that helps you. All right. We are next going to Lauren. I see y'all talking about Abbott and I loved Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? And thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you. Who's on first? All right. Hey, Miss Lauren, what's up with you? Good to see you. All right, so Lauren, let me timestamp for Lauren. All right, here we go. Let's timestamp for Lauren, and then we'll go to Lauren's question. And Lauren says, she is an Aries. What will be the outcome if I dated Jay again, as if we will have a long-term relationship? Will we have a long-term? Let's see what we got for you and Jay. Do you know, I know you're an Aries. Do you know Jay's a zodiac sign? You don't have to, but it's nice if you know it, Lauren. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. But so Lauren is asking about Jay. Lauren is an Aries. And give me Jay's zodiac sign if you don't mind, if you know it. He's a Gemini. Oh, Lord, an Aries and a Gemini. Okay. That you know, you can't always go by sun signs, but Aries and Geminis a lot of times can vibe. It depends on their whole chart and everything. But tell me about what things would be like between Lauren, the Aries, and J, the Gemini. The baby and the kid, yeah. Tell me about what the future looks like between Lauren, the Aries, and Jay, the Gemini. Tell me what the future looks like between Lauren, the Aries, and Jay, the Gemini. Lauren, the Aries, and Jay, the Gemini. How do things look between Lauren, the Aries, and Jay, the Gemini going forward, please? Tell me about that. So the Eight of Wands, a lot of passion. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's see, a lot of passion, a lot of momentum. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So there's a rush energy here, and that, you know, sometimes can be with those two signs. And I mean, look, I'm not throwing shade. I'm a Gemini. But it looks like that it would start off with a bang, but then something happens here where you guys might fizzle out. It might fizzle out and you guys come to regret being with each other, but I don't know why. Let's see. Let me get this Two of Pentacles in the reverse a little bit more. Tell me more. Two of Wands, Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands. Okay, here's what I got. I think that you guys have emotion for each other. I do feel like that you guys would see some growth, but one or both of you are, I hate to say this, but I feel like one or both of you have this FOMO thing, right? One or both of you are going to be like, I don't want to be tied down anymore. And you kind of get a wandering eye. Somebody here has got a little bit of a player energy. I don't think that starts out that way, but I think somebody gets restless here and starts to get a wandering eye and regrets tying themselves down. I don't know if that's you or him or both of you guys. I do get you guys having fun. I didn't really pick up any heartbreak. I just don't know if this is something. Yeah, somebody here is like, yeah, somebody likes their freedom. Somebody here likes their freedom. They like variety. They like variety. So I don't really get any heartbreak per se, but I don't think this is long-lived. I don't think this is going to be something that is lasting. Right? Hey, Phoenix. So that's what I got. Yeah, that's what I got. And I don't know which one of you guys it is. Sometimes Geminis can get restless and sometimes Aries can get restless too. So it's kind of hard to know. And it may be on both sides. It may be on both sides. It's kind of hard to know which side of the coin that would happen on. But there's a lot of attraction and a lot of passion. And I see this thing starting out with a bang, right? Yeah. And I don't think it's a bad pairing, Aries and Gemini. And I've known of that connection to work. But I think in this case, somebody gets FOMO. Somebody gets bored. Okay. Yeah. And it might be. I would say between the two, Gemini would get restless first. I'm gonna be real with you. I do. So I could see it being on his side, maybe. Right? Mercury and Leo, lady, have a great night. Sweet dreams to you, love. But that's what I got. And I hope that helps. I hope that helps. All right. So Claudia, let me check. I did see where you sent one I think you sent a question, but you paid me for an oracle reading. So if you want me to do your question, you're going to owe me $25 more. Well, that's a yes or no. I could just answer a yes or no for you. Will we be together? But that's 20 and not 10. So what you paid for right now versus what you're asking is two different things. Yeah. Well, and it's up to you, Lauren. I mean, it's up to you. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a life partner and you're not wanting to waste time messing around, he probably isn't who you want to pursue. You know, will I be on tomorrow? I don't think so, Mercury and Leo lady. I don't think I'm going to be live, but I'm hoping to be Tuesday for sure. But I'll upload. I'll have some uploads tomorrow for sure. But Claudia, you're on the list and you'll be after Laura. And then I know you're looking for a life partner. Okay. Yeah. Well, in that case, you might want to think about that differently. Oh, okay. You want a yes or no? I got you, Claudia. Yours just came through. You're good, love bug. All right. And after that, we got Nicole. So let me update the list real quick. All right. Hey, Mamie. Did you ask a question, Mamie? I don't know. Just wondering. I got you, Claudia. You're good. All right. So after Laura would be Claudia and then Nicole. All right. Oh, that's you, Phoenix. Yep, I got you, love. All right, so Melissa is up next. And all right, so let me go to Melissa real quick. Melissa did advice too, and she is a Sagittarius. So we're going to get some oracle advice for, hold on a minute. Where's my oracle deck that I want to, this one. Give me, what does Melissa need to know from Cosmic Cat? What does Melissa need to know from Cosmic Cat? Conundrum. So, conundrum. You may have a decision that you may be confused about now or in the immediate future. And it's really funny that this would come out because you may find yourself up in the air. It may be that you want to if you can, for major decisions, you may want to let Mercury and the post-shadow period get out of retrograde. In general, right now, it's a rough time, and it may be a little bit hard to make decisions right now. Don't make a decision until you're absolutely sure that you have all the information. All right. There's something here that you may need to own up or tell somebody about. There may be something that you know about that you feel like you need to tell. All right. And I'm also going to get advice for you from my 3x5 deck. Tell me what Melissa needs to know from the 3x5 deck. The difference between a master and a beginner is that the master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. So don't be afraid of failure. So that's what I got for you for your oracles, Melissa, and I hope that helped. Richard, you cracked me up. I almost died laughing. How you doing? Good to see you, Richard. All right. Taylor is up next, and I think Taylor sent hers on Cash App. Yep, she did. Here we go. Yep. Bless your ass. That's funny. All right, Taylor, hang on one second. Oh, you sent me another one, Claudia. I got you. All right, so Taylor, let me timestamp for you, love bug. All right. Why is Ahmad so upset with Taylor? Why is Ahmad upset with Taylor? What's going on with Ahmad toward Taylor? What's going on with Ahmad toward Taylor? What's going on with Ahmad toward Taylor? Hi, Taylor. There she is. What's going on with Ahmad? The blessing of the buns. What's going on with Ahmad toward Taylor? What's going on with Ahmad toward Taylor? What's going on with Ahmad toward Taylor? King of Wands, Five of Cups, Three of Swords. Wow. There's something here that, okay, he's got a lot of love for you. That is coming out. But there's something here that has disappointed him. With the Five of Cups here, I don't know if he's being overly critical, but he is really heartbroken. It's possible that he may think with that Three of Pentacles coming out, he may feel like that you have dealt with someone else. All right. Magician in the reverse. Eight of Pentacles. He feels like you've done something to sabotage this thing. And I kind of think that he feels like you were talking to somebody new or somebody else. He's in the blues, I will tell you that. Four of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Yeah, it's a trust issue. He feels like you've not been forthright about something. He feels like you've not been, wow. He feels like you've got some interest in somebody. I don't know to what degree. But he definitely feels like that you've got some interest, a wandering eye, that somebody's talked to you or you flirted with them or something of that nature. Now, it also could be, I'm going to also tell you what I see here. He sees you as very attractive. You came in as the you came in as the Queen of Wands here, all right? He sees you as very attractive, and I don't know but what he may have some insecurities. Let me get that. Let me look at that. Why does he think that she's talking to others? Let me dig a little deeper on this for you. Hey, Miss Christy, what's up? Why does he think that? What's behind that? What's behind this for Ahmad? What's behind this? What's behind this? It's self-esteem all day long. It's trust issues and self-esteem. Okay. He Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Hangman in reverse, Seven of Swords in the upright. It's like he's comparing you to someone in his past, And he feels like if he can't keep an eye on you all the time with the Page of Swords here, then he worries that you got other interests, major trust issues, to the point that it bothers him. It bothers him a lot. And I think that it's self-esteem issues. And I think this may have to do with a wound from the past. He may have been betrayed or lied to or something in that nature in the past. But that's his issue, Taylor, flat out. It's nothing to do with you at all. That's what's up. That's what I got, my love. I wanted to find out, though, whether it was an insecurity thing or what. And it's definitely on his side. There you go. Yeah, he feels like if he can't keep his eye on you at all times, and not that, I mean, I don't think he's intending to be, insecure, but it doesn't matter. It can be very difficult to deal with when you've got that, right? Wow. That's crazy. But that's what I got. And the bad thing is there's not a lot you can really, you can reassure to a degree, but at some point he's got to be secure within himself, right? That's what I got. But that's what I see here. So that's what I see, my love. Hopefully things will calm down soon. Yeah. I would think, yeah, especially if he's kind of flaming right now, you might want to let him chill out just a little bit and then see if you can't reason with him. You could try, for sure. All right. He owes you an apology for that. And you've got to set some boundaries. Are you going to let that happen again? You got to decide. But don't set a boundary unless you're going to hold it. If you say you can't do this anymore, then you've got to be willing to walk away if he does. Otherwise, don't do it, right? Green-eyed devil. But that's what I got, Taylor. That's what I got. But that's BS if he did that. If he said and did some really fucked up shit, then he doesn't. Yeah, I wouldn't talk. He needs to be the one to come talk to you. Actually, you said I want to find a way to talk it to him again. I'd let him to come. I didn't know that part. If he said and did some fucked up shit, let him be the one to come to you. It's up to you. But personally, I wouldn't try to approach him at all. But that's just me. I'd be like, you know what? You're gone. And if you want to not be gone, first of all, I probably wouldn't take him back, period. But if you want to give him another chance, because you had said you want him back, I would not approach him, because if you approach him, you're saying it's okay. You're saying it's okay if you approach him. And he's not going to even believe you if you set a boundary and say you can't do that anymore. He's not going to believe you. Yeah, I can't approach him. I have no time for him to be on it. Yeah. He has to go. Yes, exactly. Okay, good on that. Good on that. Yeah. He has to come to you. Good. Good girl. Yeah. But if you do want him back, then I would straighten my boundaries clear. You're not going to do this anymore. If you do this again, just know that it will be the last time you deal with me. I'll make it very clear. And yeah, come correct or not at all. Mm-hmm. And he's already blown that one time not coming correct, right? So you're giving him a slide, which, okay. But that's just me. But that's what I got. I hope that helps you, love bug. Well, I get it, but you're beat up about it too. And he wouldn't be beat up about it if he hadn't created the mess. You know, this is the thing. At least I know he's really beat up about it. He wouldn't beat up about it if he, you know, he's experiencing the consequences of his own actions, right? So there's only so much grace that a person can get whenever they create their own problems. You're beat up about it, but you didn't do anything to bring it on. So, yeah, that's what I feel. So, that's what I got, love. I hope that helps you, Taylor. I hope that helps you. We are getting ready to go to Emma. Let's see here. All right, so Emma is a Cappy with a Libra moon and a Scorpio stellium. Dan is a Pisces with a Gemini stellium. We are meeting up next weekend. How will this go? And then how does he view me? Well, let's see what we can find out, Emma. We are meeting. How will the meetup go? How will the meetup go? How will this meetup go between Emma, the Cappy, and Dan, the Pisces? Emma, the Cappy, and Dan, the Pisces. Whew. Emma, the Cappy, how will this go, this meetup? How will this go, the meetup between Emma and Dan? How will this meetup go between Emma and Dan? How will this go between Emma and Dan? Take care, Taylor. Thank you, as always. Birdie's awake. How will this meetup go between Emma, the Capricorn, and Dan, the Pisces? Wheel of Fortune, Star reversed, King of Pentacles. What in the hell? I think it's going to have its ups and downs. When you guys first meet, it is going to feel like really fated in a good way. It's going to have its ups and downs. I think that you guys may have some sort of a okay, yeah. You got all right, here's what I get. I think overall this is going to go well, Emma. But I feel like during this time that you guys talk, you're going to have some sort of a communication issue. And then I think you guys will figure out that it was a communication issue and you guys will get back on track. So I see this starting out good. I see it derailing and then getting back on track. That's literally what I'm picking up. Is I feel like, and I do feel like you guys will see each other again. Yeah, there's going to be a lack of clarity, and then there's clarity that comes. So I do feel like you guys will overall decide to see one another again. Okay. So I do think it's going to go well. But I feel like that it's got its rocky points, if that makes sense. That's what I'm picking up. Let me go to your second question, Emma. And that is, how does he view you? So let's take a look. Laura, hey, beautiful. How does Dan view Emma? How does Dan, the Pisces, view Emma, the Capricorn? How does Dan view Emma, the Capricorn? How does Dan view Emma, the Capricorn? He finds you very attractive with the Queen of Wands here. 10 of Swords in the reverse, 9 of Swords. He's okay. All right. So here's what I got. And I saw this in the jumpers too. He compares you to an ex of his. You remind him of an ex. I'm just going to be real with you. I saw that in the cards before and I'm seeing them here. 10 of Swords in reverse, 9 of Swords in the upright, Hermit in the reverse, Death reverse, Justice in the reverse. This did not go well. It literally could be a divorce or something of that nature. He's not with this person. It's over with the World card here. But 5 of Wands. He's very conflicted. All right. He's got some anger issues with this ex. He's got a lot of baggage with the Fool card in the reverse. And quite honestly, I think he's going to start comparing you to the ex, and he's going to make a decision that you're going to do the exact same thing his ex did. So he's very, very hung up on that ex. And quite honestly, with that baggage, he's just not in a position where he can really be fair to you with the Fool card in the reverse and the Justice card in the reverse. That's what I got. That's what I got. But I do think, and I think it's going to be rocky. I'm going to be real with you. Emma, I feel like this person may even talk about their ex to you. And I think that may be, I think that I'm getting that with the Hermit card in the reverse. And that may be why you guys have a cross wire about something that comes up in conversation. I think that that's going to make things a little bit weird, and you may take exception to that. You should. And I mean, exes are going to come up. I get that. But when somebody just talks and talks and talks about them, or talks about how horrible they are and how crazy they are, those are red flags. And I think what's going to happen is, I think that there's going to be something said about that ex, or the amount that is said about that ex, that is going to be something that you take exception, right? And so that's what I'm picking up. That's what I'm picking up. So I don't think this is going to be something that's lasting. I think you're going to find out something about this that's going to make you pull back. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I got. That's what I got. So, hey, Nev, you can if you want to. It's up to you. I do timestamp, so you can check back afterwards if you want to as well. I have no idea how long it's going to be. I have no idea, Nev. But that's why we price them so cheap, because, you know, people just can wait. But I hope that helped you, Emma. All right, so Shar the Star is up next. Courtesy of Birdie. Side boob, front boob, peekaboo, boob. They're all magical. They're portals. Melissa, they're portals. That great titty in the sky. That, remember that card you had last night when you were live, Melissa? The source. I remember that card. That was funny. But anyway, Shar the Star, I need your question, my love. That's funny. How the Taurus views you. Okay, I got you, love. Tell me about this Taurus toward Shar. Dedicated, I don't know what name you're under, but I'm on Shar right now. So if your name is before Shar's name, then yes, I've done your reading. If not, then no. All right. Tell me about how this Taurus sees Shar. How does this Taurus see Shar? Shar, I know you know. Hey, Gina. Shar, I know you know cards. This is the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. I'm going to get some more, but those were the jumpers, Shar. Gina, how you doing, beautiful? Tell me more about how this Taurus views Shar. Tell me more about how this Taurus views Shar. Give me more about how this Taurus views Shar. I appreciate you, Gina. Love your face. King of Wands, baby. Girl. King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. That's wifey stuff. Shar. Listen. Why do you push this man away? Seven of Wands. Listen, Shar, I love you. But Shar, why do you push this man away? Why are you pushing this man away? You got them boundaries up. He says, I love her to death. I think she's my person. She's my lady. But God, she won't let me in that heart. How many locks does she have around her heart? I'm the real deal, he says. I'm the real deal. I'm being honest with you. I'm being straight up. It's the work environment. That's fair. He wonders if you're interested too. That's another thing. He's like, is she even into me? I want to be with her. 4 of Wands, 1111 card. But he's wondering if you're even into him, for real, for real. But he's definitely into you. I think he's in love with you with this Queen of Cups. He sees you as life partner material. He definitely sees you as wifey material, which is amazing. That's pretty cool. He even came out in the reading. Taurus even came out in the reading with the Hierophant. He's like, I'm here. I'm here. I'm real. Oh, I got chills from that. I'm here and I'm real. I like this guy, Shar. I feel his energy. I like this guy. Shar, I know you know Green Devil can tell you this because I've told her this. When I read for people many times, not always, but most always, when I'm reading about a person, I will pick up their energy. And I'm picking up this Taurus right now, and I'm feeling this Taurus. And this Taurus is like, I am real. You can count on me. I'm here. I'm real. I'm solid. I'm solid. I got you. That's what I'm picking. That's the energy of the Taurus. That's how it feels. That's how his energy feels. Yes, definitely flirt more. What a reading. Oh, how sweet, Green-Eyed Devil. I love that. Flirt, twerk, whatever it takes. There you go. Birdie's got you some good advice there. I like that for you, Shar. That's sweet. That's sweet. I love that. I hope that helped you, Shar. Let me know. And thank you, Birdie, for that. That's sweet of y'all. Thank you. Thank you. So next up is Katie. Hope that helped you. Hold on a minute. I'm shedding and one of my hairs shedded into the thing. Thank you, Shar. I like that guy, Shar. I like him. He gets the Auntie Karen stamp of approval. And that's not easy. Just ask my followers. All right. Next up is Katie. Let me timestamp for Miss Katie. It's official. There you go. All right. So Katie is a Sagittarius. I met a really nice guy unexpectedly last night. He instantly connected. I had a great conversation. Invited me to go with him and his friends to St. Patty's Day parade for his birthday. How fun. I felt great chemistry. Do you see anything going in between this connection? Let's find out, my love. Let's see, my love. I know. Oh, you know what? I won't dox you, Katie, but I have been to, if it's the same parade, like I know the area you're in, and I have gone to that parade, and that parade is a fucking riot. If it's the same one that's in the downtown CBD. You'll have to let me know. Or in the quarter. And I said too much. All right. Anyway, let's see about this guy. Let's see about this guy. Tell me about where this could go between this guy, this new meat, and Katie. Tell me about this new guy with Katie the Sage that she has just met. Tell me about this new guy with that Katie has met. what would this go like? How is this going to go between these two? Katie and this guy. Tell me about Katie and this guy. Tell me about Katie and this guy. Birdie. Birdie's turning blue. Tell me about this guy towards Katie. Tell me about this guy towards Katie. Tell me about this guy towards Katie. Tell me about this guy towards Katie the Sag. Katie, I think you guys are going to make a long-term connection. I think you're going to be in a long-term connection with this person. I think you're going to fall in love, and I think it's possible you might even marry this person. Here's the thing. The only thing that is strange about this is this. This guy may try to rush you. He wants something long-term. He wants to be married. He wants a wifey. Okay. And that's not a bad thing. He's tired of being alone. But he may be a little, the only issue I can see with this is he might be a little bit clingy because, and I know you're a Sag, but you know, and I know you got an entire chart. He may be, that may be a little bit off-putting to you. All right. You guys can overcome this, but you've got to communicate and you got to talk about it. All right. But he's going to move faster than you want to. I'm going to tell you, that's going to be the fly in the ointment. He's going to move faster than you want to. All right. He is smitten with you, no doubt about it. He is smitten. So it's just going to require some communication. It could go well and it could go by the wayside. It just kind of depends on how well you guys are going to be able to iron out how fast this moves along. You've got to come to an agreement on that. That's going to be the fly in the ointment. But I don't dislike the guy. I do like, he's very smitten with you and he wants something long term. He's tired of being single. And that's good and that's bad, right? But I kind of get that he might be a little bit anxious. He might be a little bit clingy. You're going to have to slow him down. You're going to have to slow him down. Smitten like a kitten. Yep, he's Twitter-pated for sure. For sure. So keep us posted, Katie. I like the guy. I think it could go somewhere, but I think it could also not, and that could be the issue. I think you're going to have to insist on going slow to get to know each other. Because you don't want him to make assumptions about who you are. You want him to know you and you want you to know him, all right? That's what I got. Yeah, slow your roll. We'll get to the hayloft in good time. Melissa, you crack me the hell up. You and them one-liners. All right, next up is Mickey. And Mickey, I believe, asked for advice. Yes. So, Mickey, you would ask about, I don't know if you're here, Mickey. Oh, this is Dedicated. Dedicated 77, are you here? So you would ask about your love life. but you paid me for advice. So if you want to know about your love life, then that's not going to do it. So I need to know if what you want me to do, dedicated. I can pull some advice for you. But the oracles usually do not address romance. Paging Mickey. Paging Mickey. I could use a quick break anyway. There you are. Hi, love. So you want to you had paid for the oracle's advice, which was marked no questions. So I can't, it's not going to tell you about your love life, but you had asked about your love life. So I need to know if you want to pay the difference or if you want me to just do some oracle advice for you. Just let me know. There may be a lag. She might be a little bit behind in the chat. There we go. For the oracles. Oh, okay. All right. We'll just do the oracles then. All right. Here we go. All right. So let's go to the Cosmic Cat. What does Mickey Dedicated need to know about? You're fine. You're fine. What does Mickey need to know from the Cosmic Cat oracles, please? Self-care. So it's time to ramp up your self-care and cleansing your space and doing a spiritual bath. I actually have a recent video I did about that, but it might be time to smudge your space with some Palo Santo and then do a cleansing bath, spiritual bath. That's going to help you a lot. Okay. You can do like some oils. You can add those to your bath, and that's going to help you. And it's also going to cleanse your space. And you might even if you have a diffuser, you might diffuse like some essential oils. That's going to cleanse space. And I also am getting this. This is about paying it forward. And if you've been blessed, blessing others, right? And that's kind of how it works. Also, don't be afraid to be assertive with what you want. Advocate for yourself. Take your place at the table. You absolutely deserve a place at the table. So you had those come up, and then so it's time to self-care. It's time to really prioritize yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting from all of that. And I will also get you an advice card from my 3x5 deck. Be prepared. Okay. And this ties right in with advocating for yourself and putting yourself first. Be prepared for your authenticity to offend some people. Those are the ones that don't matter. They don't get to be in your tribe, right? Give me one more. And this is another thing. In order to, and this needs to be your mantra, in order to bring me down, you have to be able to reach me. So keep ascending. and you become, you know, unreachable for the haters. All right. So I love that. All right. I hope that helped you, love bug. Warm apple pie, cookies. Green-eyed devil, is he going to cook for you? That's so cool. Peach, I like peach pies too. Now I'm craving cookies, darn it. And pie. Y'all are killing me. All right. Next up is Maylani. Baked biscuits and cookies this morning and yesterday. Yum. You know what I like is peach cobbler. I like peach cobbler too. Stay out of the way. That is my contribution. I hear you, green-eyed devil. I cook sometimes, but not much. I used to cook more. All right, let's go, Maylani. All right, so Maylani is an Aquarius. What blessings are coming towards me in the near future? Let's see what we got for you, Maylani. What blessings are headed toward Maylani? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mickey. What blessings are headed toward Maylani? What blessings are headed toward Maylani? What blessings are headed toward Maylani? Maylani, if you have a trip or a road trip planned and it gets delayed, that's actually someone looking out for you. It's because you're avoiding something, like you're being spared something, you're being protected. I also feel like this. If you have some kind of issue with your car, all right, like a flat tire or something, you know, and it delays you or it slows you down, it's actually a blessing. There is something to do with travel, transportation that you are going to see delayed, or there's a delay around it. There's a setback, but that's a blessing. You're actually being protected. I have chills right now, Maylani. So that's one thing I picked up. Let's see what else I've got. So that's it. Yeah. I see you getting some sort of financial blessing. It could be money that you're owed. Okay. It could be some money that you're owed coming back into you. If not, I definitely, there may be a gift. It could be a gift or something you're owed, one or the other. But it's something to make things right. It's something to set things in balance. I also get you finally catching up on your rest and doing a lot of self-care with the Four of Swords here. I think you may be suffering from exhaustion, but I kind of feel like you need to do some self-care, Maylani. And I think that is going to replenish your energy. Okay. So I definitely feel like you are going to, you're going to see that. I also feel like, once again, there's financial blessings coming to you. There's something that you've been worried about around money or your home or your family. That is going to be fine. That's going to be fine. You may end up moving into a new home. I don't know if this makes sense, but there's something about home or family here that is good. There's a blessing for you and or your family. It may have to do with a home. That's what I got. So I hope that helps. That's what I see for you, Maylani. That's what I see. I don't see love anytime soon. I kind of see you staying single. You may have some travel coming up as well. I do think if you've had some sort of a setback around a trip, it's just temporary, but it is protection. And I do feel like that will resolve itself in a good way with that Eight of Wands coming out towards the end with what we picked up with that. So I hope that that helps you, Maylani. I hope that that helps you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Maylani. I really do. Thank you for your continuing support. Laura, you need to come to the front of the class, Miss Laura. Get up here, Laura. Laura G. All right, Laura G. Let's see what we got, love. Laura, who is in my energy lurking? And then we want David, the Leo's energy toward you. Let's see what we got, beautiful. Let's see what we got, Miss Laura. There she is. All right, who is in Laura's energy? Melissa. You're snacking with your son. That sounds good. Who is in Laura's energy? 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 Tell me more. Who's in Laura's energy? I know who that is. Who is in Laura's energy? 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 Okay. I have two different energies. Laura. So the first card's out, the jumpers. I had the Page of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. And I literally heard this. This is person number one. You got two different people. Person number one, the first two cards out were those jumpers. All of these came out as jumpers for this person. The first two jumpers that came out together was the Page of Wands in the upright and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And here's what I heard. A twat waffle that's a time waster. A twat waffle that's a time waster. And I had two more jumpers to come out behind that. That was the Devil and the Five of Pentacles. And that's a Capricorn with abandonment issues. That's who the twat waffle time waster is the Capricorn with the abandonment issues. I swear to God, my cards are so specific right now, Laura. I can't help it. They just are. I mean, look, if this is not twat waffle energy, Melissa, you're a tarot reader. Tell her. Tell her I'm not making this up. Laura, you know me. You know my cards. You know what I'm saying. Melissa, am I making this up? I know, it screams twat waffle. And it screams, abandonment issues, toxicity, And it just so happens to be Capricorn. I swear to God, I can't make it up. So that's one person in your energy. I do think you might hear from the twat waffle with this Page of Wands here. Okay? I don't think you've heard from the last of the twat waffle. This Capricorn is going to always be known as a twat waffle. Beefaroni, that's a nickname. That's a good nickname. All right, let's talk about the other one. This kind of speaks for itself, Laura. The twat waffle time waster. Okay, now, hey, Chupac 911, Chupacabra, how you doing? All right, let's talk about this Knight of Cups. Someone is going to offer you commitment, and you're going to change your relationship status. Someone's going to confess emotion for you, open up to you, and I think this could be a long-term relationship. All right, Knight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So your relationship status is about to change. Death reverse. You've known this person. You've got history with this person. Am I going to say it's an ex? Is it the Leo? I don't know. I'm going to look because I know you specifically asked about that. The Moon card here in the reverse, that's a confession of emotion, especially when you see that Seven of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Cups in the upright. Definitely some confession of emotion energy here with all of that. And the last card out on that Knight of Cups is the Empress in the upright. Let me just make sure you know that Empress did come out in the upright, Laura. So there's another person in your energy. I don't know who it is, but what I can tell you is that this is someone you're going to start dating that's going to confess emotion and offer you a relationship. All right. They've been holding back, watching you. God! They've been holding back, watching you, but look at the Ten of Cups here. Spilling the beans with the Seven of Wands in reverse. King of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. This is somebody that you have a friendship with now, or you've known as a friend. Laura. That's great. I can't tell if that's the Leo, but we're going to find out because we're about to read for the Leo because that was your second question. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up with this Leo. Tell me about this Leo toward Laura. Tell me about David the Leo toward Laura the Gemini. Tell me about David the Leo toward Laura the Gemini. Tell me about David the Leo toward Laura. Tell me about David toward Laura. Tell me about David toward Laura. Tell me about David toward Laura. Good Lord. Tell me about David toward Laura. Tell me about David toward Laura. Woo, he's attracted to you. He loses his head when he's around you. He feels, this is funny. Girl. So here's the thing. There's a lot of sexual attraction here. Ace of Wands. I'm going to just read the cards and then we're going to talk about it. Ace of Wands, King of Swords in reverse, Five of Swords in reverse, King of Wands in the upright, World in the upright, Four of Pentacles in the upright. It's kind of interesting because he definitely wants to boinky with you. Okay. He wants to get it on. All right. No doubt about it. And it's like he loses control. I lose control. Okay, I can't sing like that guy. But anyway, that's a good song. And he feels like you can see right through him with the Five of Swords in reverse. Like you can tell. I almost think that this guy gets a rise in his Levi's when you walk by and he feels like you can tell. I mean, kind of stuff. Okay. But I don't know that this is going to go anywhere per se. I see a lot of chemistry here. But I don't know if this is something that's going to be, I don't see you guys in a relationship. I think you guys may date and there's some chemistry and there's some potential hotness. Oh, wow. I think you make him nervous. I kind of feel like you make him nervous. He loses his head around you. No doubt about it. But at the end of the day, there's something about this that he is going to offer you something. The problem is, I think there's something about him that you're not going to like. I think he's too clingy. I think he ends up being too clingy. And I think that is something that's off-putting. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's what I got. But you got somebody in your energy. I don't think it. Okay, so what this tells me, Laura, is whoever we picked up in the first part of this reading, that Knight of Cups and da-da-da, and that maybe that's somebody younger than you, but whoever that Knight of Cups is, that's not the Leo. That's somebody else, and it's not the twat waffle. So there's three different people that we have talked about. I feel sure of that. I am sensing literally three different energies. But there is yet a third person that I don't know if you know who that is or if I'm predicting something. But that's what I got. I agree, Green-Eyed Devil. She has. I've been seeing those pictures that she's been putting on there. The lukewarm is the Leo. Yeah, he's lukewarm. I agree. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, you could vibe with a Capricorn, even though I know you're a Gemini, but you could because you've got that Capricorn rising. So I could see it possible. You know, I could vibe with a Capricorn too as a Gemini because of my moon sign, I think. But, you know. Depending, right? Yes, she does, Green-Eyed Devil. How does she do that? She's magic, that's why. I think Melissa, among other things, is a kitchen witch in a good way. You think you know who that is, but that one came out pretty cool. That Knight of Cups, whoever that is. I like that one for you, Laura. So let me know. Keep me posted on all that. You are magic too, Green-Eyed Devil. It's just that we all have different magic. You sure attract those Capricorn. You're making me think of that girl named Brittany. In fact, she's a Capricorn. She's got like, 5 placements in Capricorn. You know Brittany, Laura. You know who I'm talking about. The first time I ever met her, she said, and this is how I got to know Brittany. She said, if I date one more Gemini, I'm going to have a Yahtzee. And I lost control. I absolutely was laughing my butt off, and I'll never forget that. And we have laughed about that forever. So you might be having a Capricorn bingo. I have a Scorpio bingo, so I love that, Melissa. The Sorcerer of Love. So yeah, you know who I'm talking about though, don't you? You know who Brittany is, right? Laura, you know who that is. She pops in every so often. She's funny as all get out. She cracks me the hell up. She's a sweet girl. Yeah, I thought you knew. I figured you probably remember her. But anyway, that's who I was talking about. That's who said that. All right, so next up is Claudia. And Claudia did a yes or no. And let me go to her question. Her first, she did 2 yes or no's. And her first one, hold on a minute. Okay, all right, I got you. Claudia and Evan, will we be together? Let me timestamp for you, Claudia. All right, Miss Claudia, let's see what's up with you and Evan. Claudia is an Aries. Evan is an Aquarius. Claudia, you are a pretty girl. I'm not trying to out you, but you're a pretty girl. Oh, thank you for that. All right. Tell me about Claudia and Evan. Do we see them together? Do we see them being together? Do we see them being together? Will Claudia and Evan be 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 together? Claudia the Aries and Evan the Aquarius, will they be together? It looks rocky to me. Ultimately, I do think you guys are going to come together, but there's some machinations. All right. There's some machinations. Quite honestly, what I see here, and I know this is a yes or no, I say yes, but back and forth. I kind of get an in and out thing with you and Evan, on again, off again. And I think that's kind of what the future would look like with you two. I think it would continue to be on and off again. As long as you guys dealt with each other, I don't think it's going to stabilize. That's what I got. Green-eyed devil, you're hilarious. You are funny. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do your other question, Claudia. You did another question, a yes or no. So I'll do them both. How about that? I'll do your one about kids. Do we see kids in the future? Do we see kids in the future in any stretch of the imagination? Do we see kids, more kids in the future for Claudia? Do we see kids in the future? Do we see kids in the future for Claudia? Do we see kids in the future for Claudia? More kids. Do we see more kids? Do we see more kids for Claudia? Do we see more kids for Claudia in the future? Do we see more kids? Yes. And what I think is this. Here's what I'm picking up, Claudia. This is kind of interesting. I think it is, I do see your family expanding. But what I think is, I don't know, your family is going to expand. There is a specific thing here where I think you may end up adopting or taking in a child that is in a dire circumstance. So yes, I do feel like you will have more children, but I'm very much picking up that you may end up with adopting a child or taking in a child that is in a bad situation, and you're going to nurture that child. That child is going to grow under your nurturance. Is that a word? Nurturance. Nurturance. Yeah, and I think you and your family have a lot of love to give to this child, and thank you, under your care. You and your family, and I don't know if that's your other kids. I don't know if this child will have aunts and uncles or grandparents by coming into your life. But I think you and your family all are going to be instrumental in this child blossoming and healing and growing. And that's beautiful. That's what I'm picking up. And I can feel this. I mean, this is like this whole reading to me, Claudia, is hitting my heart. Like, I feel this energetically. I can feel this. Melissa, is that what you picked up as well? Yeah, beautiful message indeed. I love that for you, Claudia. Good. I'm glad. I know, that was beautiful. I agree. I love that for you. Love, love, love it. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much. Now, Claudia, Claudia, I have to tell you something. We have a rule here at the cottage, and you may have heard me say this and you may not have. But when we get stuff like this in readings, we want updates. We want follow-up. You have to keep, because now that child is all of our child. Okay? That's what I got, Melissa. I felt two already. I felt that she was going to have, I don't know if you have kids, Claudia, but I felt that you've got two kids. I felt it too. God, that's crazy, Melissa. You're confirming what I saw. I saw you, Claudia. There's two biological children, and I don't know if you already have them, but if you only have one biological child, you'll have another biological child, and then you've got one that's that you're going to be adopting, or taking in that. Yeah, right. Yeah, we're invested, but we have children at the cottage that we keep up with. You have a son. You're going to have another biological child. You're going to have another biological child, and you're going to adopt one. That's what I feel, Claudia. That's right. That's right, Green Eye Devil. So you'll have a total of 3, I believe. And I see a lot of happiness. I see a lot of happiness. That's really sweet. I love that for you. Thank you, Claudia. I agree, Melissa. I mean, Laura, that is a blessing. I love children. I have a Venus in Cancer, so yes, I love children. You betcha. I love, I'm a mom, Claudia, and I love, really, 3's exactly what you wanted. That's so sweet. I have one, and she is 20. She'll be 21 in a couple of months, and she's my heart. Oh my God, she's my heart. My favorite name is Mom. Isn't that crazy, Melissa, that we both kind of tuned into that? Sometimes, see, I get stuff like that, Melissa, and I don't always say it. But when you said that, I'm like, I saw the same thing. I saw 2. I saw her having 2 and adopting 1. That is crazy. But there you go. I know, Laura, you're a very dedicated mom. Yes, you are a good mom too, Green Eye Devil. Green Eye Devil has a beautiful, beautiful daughter who is just endearing in every way. She's precious. All right, so this is Phoenix that is up next. This is Phoenix that is up next. And Phoenix had asked for some advice. Phoenix is a Cap. So let's go to the oracles. I know, isn't that wild, Melissa? Yep, that's you. That's you. This is you. All right, give me some oracles. Give me some oracles for Phoenix. Give me some oracle advice. What does Phoenix need to know from the oracles, please? Courage. Go for it. Reach for the stars. It's time to go after your dreams. Dream big and go for it. Dream big, believe it, and go for it. Take the action. I'm getting this energy, Phoenix, you can't miss. I'm getting this energy of you can't miss. And look at that full moon. And we're coming up on that full moon here in the next day or 2. Right? So that's one. What else? My gosh, self-confidence. Stand your ground. You got this. You've got this. This is beautiful. Stand your ground. That's amazing. Give me one more. So this is interesting. This can be confusing. Non-attachment is a confusing thing. Non-attachment doesn't mean that you don't care or you're detached. What it means is you're not attached to the outcome, and your self-worth, your identity, and your happiness is not tied to the outcome of situations. That's what non-attachment really means. I don't know if I did a good, 98-cent description of non-attachment or not, but I tried. That's what I got. And I'm going to get you a one from my, and that's, that's a hard one. Non-attachment is a hard one. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna sit here and say that I got it all figured out. That's hard for me. That's hard for me. It's like I think that's a daily thing. And I think that's true for a lot of people. But I will say, non-attachment is very, very powerful in manifestation. There is so much to that energy of that set it and forget it. It's like ordering from Amazon. You order it and then you don't have to worry about it because you know it's on the way, right? Let's get a 3x5 for Phoenix. Give me a 3x5 for Phoenix. See, Melissa says she struggles with it. It's hard. You got the authenticity thing too. This is kind of tying into what those oracles said. Be prepared for your authenticity and standing up for yourself to offend some people, but those are the people that don't get to be in your blanket fort. All right. I'm going to get you another one. Oh, I love this. Rebirth, rebuild, recreate as many times as it takes. Speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. This is all about self-confidence, standing up for yourself, advocating for yourself. That whole reading, Phoenix, had to do with that. Your everything tied. Did you see that? Like how everything tied together? That was crazy. In a good way, right? I hope that helped you, love. I know. Wasn't that cool? Oh, thank you too, Phoenix. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're part of the fam. And then we've got Nev. There you are, Nev. Nev says, finally, it's my turn. Nev is a Virgo. I got you, Nev. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Tony, how you been? Good to see you, beautiful. All right. Nev is a Virgo. We're going to get your, let me timestamp for you, Nev. All right, here we go. Let's get some oracle advice for Nev. Quit licking me. That's Baxter, y'all. Give me oracle advice for Nev. Give me oracle advice for Nev. Nurture. And this is take your licks. But it's time to nurture yourself and do some self-care and some self-love. You may need to retreat for a little bit. I feel like you may have gone through something to where it's time to take care of yourself and do some self-care, some nurturing, maybe some healing, loving on yourself, showing yourself some grace. I do get that coming out. What else for Nev? Oh my God, I can't make this up. Look what came out. Self-care, time to cleanse. So also time to do some cleansing in your space. What and I talked about this earlier when this came out, smudging with, like Palo Santo, dragon's blood, lavender, diffuse some oils if you can, use some incense. And also you do a spiritual bath where you put a couple of drops of those essential oils in your bath. The essential oils that I like, sandalwood, lavender, dragon's blood oil, all of those can be gotten very inexpensive off of Amazon. And you can get those same things in incense with the Palo Santo incense. And definitely time to do some self-care and some nurturing. Also, remember, you deserve it all. Okay, be assertive, speak up for yourself, take your place at the table, and don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. And because you deserve it all, you absolutely deserve a place at the table. So take a place at the table. I love that. Give me, wow, Jesse, I love that. Yeah, it's a good idea. I need to do some cleansing. It's time for me to cleanse too. Give me a 3x5 message for Nev. Give me a 3x5 message for Nev, the Virgo. Look, this fell out. Speak the truth, even when your voice shakes. This is about speaking up for yourself too. What else? What is this? Give me this one. Whenever you find yourself on, this is a good one. Whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. Mark Twain. Give me one more. Mark Twain had a lot of good sayings. Before I could release the weight of my sadness and pain, before I could do that, I first had to honor its existence. So before we can release those things, we have to first acknowledge them and even make friends with them and honor them as a part of ourselves. The things that, are pain. I saw this earlier, Green-Eyed Devil and I were joking about this, our baggage. And it's not emotional baggage, y'all. It's a grief case. Grief case. In fact, I'm going to type it in the chat. It's not emotional baggage. It's a grief case. Remember that Green-Eyed Devil? I sent that to her. It was so funny. Anyway, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yep, a grief case. That's what's up, everybody. Yeah, sad water. It's not tears, it's sad water. What were some of the other ones that thing said? I can't remember. It was cute. That was so cute, though. I loved that. That was absolutely adorable. Awareness is the first step in the healing journey. Yes, ma'am. That is the first step. Absolutely. And I think sometimes that's the hardest. I don't think it's the only one, but I think it's the hardest. I don't know. What do y'all think? That's hard to me, just acknowledging it and seeing it. I almost think, let me also say this. Awareness is seeing it, and then you got to acknowledge it. I think those are two different things. You have to let me know what you think, Melissa. I think awareness is like, okay, I see it, but acknowledging is it like, yeah, it's there. That's the hard part for me, is just accepting that it's there, accepting it, which is a part of self-acceptance if you think about it. But accepting it and being okay that, okay, it's all right that it's there. It's hard. It's some hard stuff. I agree. Yeah, that's just the start. Being aware and acknowledging it is just the start. Yeah, you have to, there's more. There's more beyond that. You're right. No, being aware and just acknowledging, that's just the first steps. I agree with you fully on that. Spot on. That's just steps 1 and 2 of 10 steps, right? I agree with that. Awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, and action. Yes, exactly. Acceptance requires action, and there lies the yes. Tony, how are you doing? Good to see you. People think that's enough. They start to manipulate the fact that they're aware and they can admit it, but it's not an excuse. Yeah, because sometimes people become aware of it, and then they'll use it as an excuse for shit behavior. And that's, yeah. Well, thank you, Tony. Transmutation, yes. Hey, Zero. Thank you. Same to you. Yeah, at least I admitted it, right? Where's my vape? There it is. Exactly. I have to make a conscious effort to not do certain things, because awareness is knowing I have the propensity to do this thing. But being responsible is, okay, I need to make a conscious effort to be mindful of that and not do that thing. Just like me with the abandonment wounds, because I was talking about that earlier with abandonment wounds, the wounds are still there. I still will always have the urge to push people away. And emotional vulnerability for me is scary still, but I know that. And I know that I've got to let people in, because that's where there's such a sweetness, though, whenever you have those connections where you allow yourself to become vulnerable, whether it's romantic or friends or whoever. And you know, the more you practice it, the easier it gets. I'm not going to say it's ever going to feel natural for me. I'm not going to say it feels natural, but it's easier, and I'm enjoying that feeling, if that makes sense. You know what, Melissa? That's interesting. I knew I was fucked up, but I didn't know how to fix it. That's interesting, Melissa, because I can totally relate to that. I can trust myself. I can be vulnerable because I trust myself. I'm not going to get it to myself or talk myself. Yes, you have to. It's about trusting yourself and having yourself. Hey, Mazakeen. So I actually have finished up with readings, Mazakeen. But if you want to book a personal reading, you can do that. I have those on my website, and I do have some availability. Awareness is being conscious about everything you can imagine. And the deeper you improve the level of awareness, the most Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. And the more you dig deeper, the deeper you go, the more you get to that divine energy. It's interesting you would say that. The benefit of the doubt, because oh, did you, Mazakeen? If you already sent it, I will read for you, love. Did you send it? You sure did. Okay, Mazakeen, I got you. I'll read for you, love. I need your question, though. And you're a Saggy, I know. But yes, I will absolutely read for you. Since you sent it to me, I sure will. And I'll put you, I'll timestamp for you. Yes, that's when you realize that you are just pure love. I don't know who you are, Zero, but you're very wise. You're very wise. Spitting some facts. Melissa said last night that I am nauseating with how self. You are incredibly self-aware. Should I pursue a relationship with Jesus Castro or Jesus? Is it Jesus? Let's see. And you're a Saggy. Okay, let's see what the energies look like with Jesus Castro and Mazakeen going forward in a connection. How do the energies look? Sweet dreams, Birdie Boo. Thank you for being here. All right. Tell me about the energies between Mazakeen and Jesus going forward in a relationship. That makes sense, Zero. Travis is my man. I love me some Travis Mages. Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. Tell me about Jesus and Mazakeen going forward. Tell me about Mazakeen and Jesus going forward. What would that be like? Hey, Cyber Angel. Tell him I said hello, Tony. I'll probably pop over in a minute. Tell me about Mazakeen and Jesus. So I had the Four of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Hermit in the reverse. I do see there being a lot of emotion. I think there may be some challenges, though. I think there may be a problem with someone being a bit clingy, or you guys may have some communication issues. But I do feel like that there is some happiness to be had. I don't think this is a life partner, but I do think this is a soul connection, and it is something that is meant to happen. To teach you something, but I don't see this. It's not going to last. This is a catalyst. This is a catalyst. So I think it is something that you would learn a lot from. I don't think it's your life partner, Mazakine. And I think ultimately, I do think there would be love between you two, but I see you guys hitting a roadblock here with the Two of Swords and the Three of Swords, the Nine of Wands. There's trust issues, possibly with the Ace of Pentacles here in the reverse and the Moon in reverse. Hermit reversed again. Somebody is clingy. And I think you guys may be coming together out of loneliness, which is not a good reason. And then the Devil reversed. So this is, and the Death card. This is definitely supposed to bring about some healing. So this is a catalyst connection all day long. And that's what I see. So whether you should pursue it or not, I'm not going to tell you that. That's up to you. But what I do tell you is what the energies are like there. So that's what I got, Mazakine. That's what I got. I hope that helps you. And Zero, thank you for that. That means a lot. And I'm telling you, when you started talking and you were saying that, I'm like, that's somebody that sounds like a Travis Mages follower. I'm sitting there like watching that and thinking, this sounds like something that Travis would teach. Because like I love Travis's teachings. He's so good. He's so wise. Travis is just freaking bomb. I have so much regard for Travis. I can't even tell you the difference in my life that man's teachings have made. It's been a game changer, the things I've learned from Travis's teachings and courses and stuff. I love him. He's phenomenal. You watched a few Wolfman videos. I do. And you know, I'm embarrassed. I have not been in his lives, Travis's lives. But I, without any hesitation, recommend Travis Mages. I like Wolfman a lot. Wolfman is a very ethical occultist as well. I got to get in touch with Wolf. I haven't talked to Wolfie in a while. I need to get in touch with him. I got to ask him a question or two. He's so nice. He's a nice person. He's very helpful. He's been very helpful in my journey too. We encounter the people that we're supposed to encounter. I will always believe that. Yeah, they are very different. In ways, I mean, yeah, they're just different. I believe that. I believe that, Zero. Travis is so, he's his own gnosis, and then he's so well read as well. He studies, he's years and years and years of study, right? Really, Melissa? That's crazy. Yes, Wolfie is very, very much the humanitarian. I have so much respect for Wolfie and what he does. I really do. Wolfie is a good guy. He's a good dude. He's the real deal. And you won't find me saying that about many people. Now, Uncle L and Melissa, they're the real deal. They're the real deal as well. Speaking of, I'm gonna get off of here. I just got a notification that he went live, Uncle L. He's doing Taurus, and you know we all gang up for Taurus. It doesn't matter what your sign is. And he keeps it quiet. Yeah, Wolfman does not. It's funny because he keeps it quiet. He does not do it for the applause. He does it because it's just in his heart. Solid people. Absolutely. Green Eye Devil. And you're solid too. When I think about my friendship with Green Eye Devil, I will get sappy and she'll be mad at me because she doesn't like when I get sappy. But I love Green Eye Devil, y'all. And I'm so happy that she's happy. Wolfman has some good spiritual content on his Patreon too, Melissa. He really does. But anyway, all right, guys. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you. I'm going to wrap up now. And as soon as it'll take me a minute to get the timestamps up here. But so I'll be a minute before I get over to Uncle's, but I'm on the way. All right. I love y'all. It's been a good night. Thank you, guys. Bye, y'all.